Hello everyone, my name is Skits and welcome to the episode of Skyrim Mods Weekly. I hope you enjoyed the video, thank you for watching. First mod I have for you is called Somber ENB Loot Sepia by Tanservile, author of original Somber ENB. Now if you don't know what an ENB is a graphic mod that enhances post-processing effects to basically make your game look a lot better. Until now I was using Sharpshooter's ENB, it looked good but made my game really dark and I couldn't use it for reviews. Instead I had to use the Director Studio, but this ENB changes that. As you can see, it is a lot brighter and colorful than the Sharpshooters. The interiors look cozy, more warm, colorful and a lot prettier than vanilla. If you think it doesn't reflect Skyrim's true hard nature, the mountains, higher placed settlements or knights still look like true Skyrim, and I actually think it reflects the Skyrim nature pretty well, since I can't imagine Whiterun being cold or dark or something like that. As with all the ENBs, the installation is a little bit harder than with all other mods, but don't worry, there is a detailed installation guide by the moderator on the mod page, so you shouldn't have any problems. Only small problem with the ENB is that it's not compatible with climates of Tamriel nor any other weather mod. A small bonus is the compatibility with enhanced lights effects, so you can get some more additional effects. Now if you feel like there wasn't enough of footage from Somber ENB and you can't decide if you want it or not, don't worry, I use it throughout the whole video, so there will be more than enough footage of it. Overall, it is a great ENB and I think I'm gonna keep it and I recommend downloading it. Next up we have Thunderchild by N.I. Sion. Thunderchild is a new shouts package that aims on making shouting more effective with a tons of new features. It adds a new location called High Hradgar Library. You can gain access to it by completing the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller quest. In the library you can find Statue of Kain, bed, personal storage and a few secrets. You can obtain the shouts by meditating to the statue and passing a new smart minigame. When you start meditating, your stamina also starts to deplete. At first you can see how fast your stamina is depleting, then HUD disappears and you have to start meditating right on time. If you succeed, you gain first word of shouts. After that you can obtain second and third words by completing Kain's Test of Fate and gaining Kain's favor. When you reach 500 points, you gain access to the second words, and when you reach 1000 points you gain access to the third words. Each time you will obtain 250 points, you will also get a free Dragon Soul. Test of Fate includes some interesting challenges. For example, you have to reach Skyrim's highest mountain, which is really challenging and like the description says, the last few meters are hardest. Or you can pick up Kain's Fire at the foot of 7000 steps and bring it all the way to High Hradgar under 3 minutes while you have unlimited stamina and Whirlwind Sprint equipped. For completing this test of fate you will get Kain's favor and some interesting rewards that will improve your shouting skills. For example, Nordic Welcome ability that makes offensive shouts 50% more effective against targets at full health. Another feature are 24 variant graveyard robes with different colors. You can also obtain 4 additional variants by completing interesting tasks, like hitting victim with 8 monopoles during Magnetic Pull. Other content includes staves, Amulet of Mantras, a book with the full description of each new shout, or Pillars of Voice that will improve your shouts if you already obtained all 3 words of it. There is of course a pillar for every new shout. Now the shouts themselves are creative, have some interesting abilities and expand the basic shouts very well. Overall, this mod is a great addition into the game and I recommend downloading it. Next mod I have for you is called Horse Kick by JZ Bay. This mod enhances horses' combat abilities by adding ability to knock down the enemies whenever you are in battle on horse by pressing jump key in front of them. You can do it whenever you are jumping towards the enemy or just standing in front of them. When you knock them down, you will inflict small amount of damage and then you can either let them come up and fight or just stamp them to death with it. My only small problem with the mod was that because of its big radius, you can accidentally knock down the followers and then they will turn against your horse and try to kill him. But since horse controls are still very clumsy, of course not because of Marathor, I don't think I will be using it very often. Otherwise, this mod is a great addition to the game and if you like to battle on a horse, you should go ahead and try it out. Moving on, we have alternate animations by Bebauch. This mod adds alternate animations into the game. Right now there are replacers for magic, one-handed, dual-wield and shield animations, same for both genders, and separate female and male bow animation replacers. Most of the animations have idle, run forward and sprint versions, some even turn left, turn right and strafe. As you can see, compared to other popular idle mod called Pretty Combat Idols, the idols look more realistic, less anime style and fit Skyrim better. All the animations work good as well, I haven't noticed any clipping with them, and compared to vanilla Skyrim animations, they look a lot better. So if you don't like original Skyrim animations and you want to try something new out, this mod is for you. Next mod I have for you is called Avonvale by Maverick. This mod adds a new trading settlement into the game. We can find it between Whiterun and Riverwood. The settlement is under influence of Whiterun, but due to civil war the Jarl was forced to ask successful independent merchants to manage the heavy supply of ebony and surrounding resources into the vale near Riverwood, and that's how Avonvale was born. Right now you can find Wizard Shop, Assassin Shop, Armor and Weapons Shop, Apothecary Shop, General Supply Shop, and a rare book jeweler and Wyvern artifacts dealer. You can also find an inn here where you can listen to some music or get some quests. Avonvale features some very interesting NPCs. For example, this man has a saber cat and a dog as a pet, or this guy who has a rabbit. In the inn, you can also find few followers with very interesting hobbies, like this guy who has a bunch of Oblivion related artifacts and Daedric hearts in his room. You will also obtain your own house in Avonvale. As you can see, it is really pretty, it has everything you could need, and there are also these false wardrobes where you can find mannequins and a lot more interesting stuff. Of course, there is also an ebony mine where you can dig your own ebony. Other than that, there are 7 master trainers who can train your skills all the way to the top. Thieves and companion quests will bring you here, and it is also fully matched. Overall, Avonvale is a great living town with a lot of unique and interesting places and NPCs. So if you feel like exploring a new town, this mod is for you. Moving on to the follower mods, we have Mystic Knight Sarah by Standalone 01. This mod adds a beautiful follower into the game. You can find Sarah in the Drunken Huntsman in Whiterun. As you can see, Sarah looks stunning. A lot of work was put in her face, it is detailed and it makes her look cute. I also love her hairstyle, it is probably one of the best hair I ever saw in Skyrim, and let me tell you, I saw a lot. Right now you can choose from either UMPB or CBE version. She is essential, variable, she has resistance to magic by electricity, can control electric shocks, and she can also use all the melee weapons and dual wield them. Now when you find her, she doesn't have any armor nor weapons, so make sure you buy her some. In combat, Sarah is effective. She preferred a two-handed weapon when one-on-one, but against bigger groups of enemies, she used mainly her electric shocks. Other than that, she is really tough and it took some time to take her down. Overall, she is a great follower, both beautiful and deadly, and I really liked her. Next up, we have Ciel Blood Castle by Soul Bloodaxe. This mod adds a huge castle with lots of features into the game. You can find it south of High Hrothgar. Right now it has armory, forge, barracks, sanctuary, living quarters and a vault. In the whole castle you can find tons of NPCs that make the castle look less cold, and I could not imagine the place without them. Now let's take a closer look at each part of the castle. In the main hall you can find kitchen, dining room and a huge hall with 2 giant dragon statues in it. In the barracks you can find over 30 companions with own name, own abilities, along with tons of beds to sleep in. In the armory you can find a lot of storage for anything you carry, and if you seriously can't fit everything in here, you should dump some stuff. All of the storage is also decorated, put in small circles, which makes it look really good. In the sanctuary you can find a giant tree in the middle along with some huge mushrooms and a bathtub. Here you can also find beautiful enchanting and alchemy rooms. In the forge there is a giant forge with a dragon in the middle, along with all the stuff you need to make any armors or weapons. There is also a lot of decorated storage with names for everything. In the living quarters you can just find a bunch of people, beds and storages for equipment. And finally, in the vault there is a huge dragon statue with 3 pits full of gold and a nice view to the bottom of your castle. You can teleport around these places with a machine placed in each and every one of them. Overall, this huge castle mod is a great addition to the game, and for Guy's first mod it is certainly very good, and I'm looking forward to more from him. Moving on to the armor mods, we have Elemental and Mind Shields by John Skyrim. This mod adds 2 new shields and a new ore into the game. You can obtain them by traveling to Reachcliff Cave and defeating the 4 elementals that surround the Elemental Forge. After that you have to mine the elemental, gold and malachite ore, smelt it and create both shields. Make sure you also pick ore from the dead elementals. Don't worry, everything you need to create shields can be found around the forge. Now, like with most of John Skyrim mods, these shields originally come from RuneScape. As you can see, both of them look beautiful and have a small, futuristic look to me. In combat, they create a board around you, which is really useful when fighting mages, and also improve your magicka, so these shields are perfect for mage characters. Overall, these shields are great and John Skyrim did good job again. You should definitely try them out. Second armor mod I have for you is called HD Armored Circlets, again by John Skyrim. This mod adds a new set of circlets into the game. You can obtain them by crafting them at the forge, each one under its own category. As you can see, compared to vanilla circlets, these look a lot better and have a lot more details than vanilla ones. Now if you're asking why are they called armored, it is because they have same stats as their helmet counterparts. For example, glass circlet will be classed as light armor and have same stats as glass helmet. So now you can see your character's face while still having same amount of armor, and that's what makes this mod great. So if you're looking for a perk like this, or you just want a new set of circlets, this mod is for you. And the last mod we'll be taking a look at is called Amedian Born Blades Armor by Cabal. This mod retextures the original Blades armor to make it look a lot better. As with all the Amedian Born retextures, the mod author did a great job again. Everything on the armor has been redone from scratch, including almost all normal maps. The armor is now a lot prettier, has a lot of small details on it, and it is 100% better than the original Blades armor. The textures are again high resolution, but if your computer is a little bit slower, you can download one of the optional files for lower resolution. Only small problem with it is the fact that it is not 100% compatible with body replacers like CBBE or UMP body, but the compatibility patch might be released later. Overall, this mod is a great texture and there isn't really any reason for not downloading it and replacing the ugly Bethesda textures. So yeah guys, I guess that's it for third episode of our Skyrim Mods Weekly. I hope you enjoyed the video, leave a like if you did, subscribe for more Fallout and Skyrim content, and I will see you next time.